Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for March the 9th, 2025, this Sunday edition. Thank you for joining me. This is the local forecast for the lower 48 contiguous United States. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel, the Weather Guru, for the latest interpretation of conditions for the lower 48. I appreciate your support, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're looking at the National Weather Service current hazards, courtesy of pivotalweather.com. And basically, everywhere looks clear and sunny except the Gulf Coast, southeast state of Florida, the panhandle of Florida, and southern Georgia with a flood watch in effect. There's some showers moving through the panhandle, so if you come along I-10 anywhere from Jacksonville, Lake City, Tallahassee, back towards Panama City Beach and Crestview, and also in South Georgia, if you're coming along anywhere 319 or Highway 84 from Donaldsonville, Bainbridge, back over toward Valdosta, Waycross, back over towards the Sea Isles in Brunswick, there could be some showers that can hamper your travel. Be very careful ponding on the roadways. There is a flood watch in green there. And up north in the high plains of North Dakota, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Montana, we have wind warnings in brown. The system comes across, the little Clipper system comes across and brings wind warning, but would not bring much precipitation, but red flag warnings are in effect. It's been so dry up here on the I-29 corridor from Fargo up into Jamestown, the I-90 corridor down towards South Dakota, Pierre, and the Black Hills. Heavy winds, dry conditions, fire danger for that area. Now also we have a little bit in eastern Wyoming and brown, high wind warnings, high profile vehicles want to be careful coming up I-25 there through Cheyenne. And also in the west coast, the PNW, Pacific Northwest, there is a winter weather advisory for the high Cascades here coming through Stevens and Richards Pass and Snoqualmie Pass there. In purple here, there is some snow at the highest of elevations above 4,500 feet there, so be very careful there at that location. And here on the radar here, you can see here zooming in here on the southern showers I was showing you here. If you come along Atlanta from Birmingham to Atlanta on 20, be very careful there on Interstate 20. And also the perimeter looks very wet. Airport down Hartsfield looks wet. On 85 heading towards Noonan, Peachtree City, all the way down towards Columbus. Wet showers in there as well. Down in the Panhandle, you see these showers here I was showing you that popped up the flood watch here along I-10 here. Anywhere east of Tallahassee, say coming along, if you come along Lake City, Madison, heading toward Valdosta, I-75, Lake Park, Georgia, back toward the Big Bend area of the Panhandle. Once again, this will be including Mariana, Chattahoochee, Bainbridge, Lake Tarquin, over towards west of Panama City and Bay City toward Eglin Air Force Base here. Some showers are continuing. We do have some showers in Montgomery here. Good morning. Showers extending all the way up to Huntsville, Alabama. And this light rain in Mississippi as well toward Jackson on 20 there and 220. Be very careful there. And some brief showers into Arkansas here and into central Louisiana as well. And those showers will continue to move from west to east here. So if you come along I-95, be very careful here. Once again, south of Savannah, coming toward Brunswick and the Sea Isles here on 17 there, or 95 or US 17 coming out of Jacksonville there. Be very careful there as you make your way up toward Charleston, South Carolina. These showers will continue. Now, looking at the water vapor here, you can see in orange here, this dry air is in the American desert southwest here, all the way down to the Rio Grande Valley, back up into Louisiana. But then there's this plume of moisture in white here that I just showed you here. And this is going to continue to move from west to east and bring those showers all the way up into the Tidewater of Virginia here later on today on your Sunday, March 9th, 2025. Now looking up here, you see the green, very heavy moisture here in the Dakotas here, but this is just going to be light in nature, kind of Virgo. A lot of this not reaching the ground, and that's why they have these red flag warnings up into the Dakotas here. You see the Pineapple Express still going strong here, but light green, not a heavy Pineapple Express, but there's still windstorm watches as it gets that orographic lifting into the Cascades there, and that's why we have the windstorm watches there for their effect for the Cascades, high Cascades. Looking at today's surface map for tomorrow, I should say, surface map for Monday, March 10th. On Monday, you can expect clear and great conditions from Brownsville and Oregon, all the way up through Houston, Dallas-Fort Worth corridor, all the way up through the I-35 corridor, Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, Topeka, Kansas, Wichita, Omaha, Nebraska, Watertown, South Dakota, Pierre. All these areas are going to experience just fantastic conditions here in the center of the country and also in the Ohio Valley as high pressure is dominating here. Sunshine, warmth, spring-like warmth is going to dominate much of the country from the northeast, Ohio Valley, back into the high plains and the American Southwest and the West. However, we're going to have those showers lingering, continuing to linger. This is going to be rain and thunderstorms, not severe limits here. So if you're coming in along I-75, Atlanta, Macon, Tifton, back toward Charleston, Beaufort, Columbia, South Carolina, Birmingham, Montgomery, Phoenix City, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, all these areas, Pensacola, are going to be experiencing rain into the Florida Peninsula, Tampa, St. Pete, Camp Canaveral, Orlando, Melbourne Beach, West Palm, Jupiter, Fort Lauderdale, Miami Keys. All of you areas going to be, and as this frontal boundary sweeps through. Now, this is going to be light rain, some thunderstorms, but nothing severe. Now, there's going to be some more steadier rain in the Carolinas north here. So if you come along I-95 through Lumberton, Raleigh, Durham, Wilson, Dunn, Rocky Mount, back toward I-40, Greensboro, Charlotte, Tarboro, back towards Asheville, there could be some mixed precipitation in the higher elevations of the southern Appalachians. So if you're heading west out toward do some mountain, to see some early spring flowering or mountain flowering, just be careful if you're coming along 441, the Great Smoky Mountains Expressway there, from Waynesville to Asheville, back toward Brevard and Cullowhee. Be very careful there. There's some mixed precipitation there in the highest of elevations, extending all the way up in the Boone there. You could get some mixed rain and snow, at least in the morning on Monday, March 10th, 2025. And then we just have this Alberta Clipper system that I showed you on the rate of water vapor, that's going to bring some snow on the order of 1 to 3 inches into the high country of Montana, the Bitterroot Sawtooth chain of Idaho, and then back in the Canadian prairies and over toward the North Dakota prairies and the northern Arrowhead of Minnesota, back toward the northern UP of Michigan. Just be careful. There could be some slick spots as snow could be forecasted, mixed precipitation for that area. Now, looking at today's surface map, March the 9th, 2025, you can see high pressures in control over much of the country here. We just had that brief chance of snow here, once again in the Tug Hill Plateau of New York, Watertown, Syracuse, Utica, and back up towards the Green and White Mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire, and into Maine, Augusta, Portland, Houghton. You guys could be experiencing some snow here today. Later on today, this is going to be later on for the night, Sunday evening. So anytime after 4, 5, 6 p.m. when the sunset goes down here, I hope you remember to set your clocks ahead 1 hour today as daylight saving times ends. You're going to be experiencing some snow there. So this is more of a nuisance snow for you guys in the northeast. And then in the southeast, like I said today, we have those showers and thunderstorms extending anywhere from the Arklatex back over toward Jacksonville, Florida. Some may be heavy rain here. As you can see, this area is shaded in red here. Be very careful along I-10 and I-75. So if you're in Jacksonville, Lake City, Live Oak, Madison, Tallahassee, Panama City Beach, Apalachicola, Perry, Florida, these areas are going to be experiencing heavy rain and flash flooding possible here in that red shaded area. Even in southern Georgia, if you're in Fargo, Georgia, Okefenokee Swamp, back toward Rayquash, Lake Park, Georgia, Valdosta, Thomasville, Georgia. Be very careful there. Heavy rain is experiencing there in that area. So, and also in the Pacific Northwest today for March the 9th, there is that chance of mixed precipitation in the Cascades that showed you denoted in that gray and white there. Heavy snow possible there up toward the Canadian BC border, British Columbia border. And then on the coast, heavy rain is possible once again from Coos Bay, Oregon, up into SeaTac area, Kent Island, Washington, and the Kitsap Peninsula there. Some mixed precipitation is possible mixing in at some of the lower elevations there. So just be very careful for that. Well, this has been the Weather Guru update for March the 9th, 2025. Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe and share this video. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you on the next episode. This is the Weather Guru signing off.